Welcome to the Wisdom for Life podcast with David Baker. David was a former paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division and for over 30 years has been a preacher. He has written 5 books and is an Amazon #1 best-selling author. He is the chaplain at the county jail, pastors a church, and is the father of 11 children. Yes, 11. This podcast is here to give you wisdom for your family, your marriage, your children, your finances, your health, and your life. And now, the host of Wisdom of Life podcast, David Baker.
Hello and welcome, David Baker. Welcome to the Wisdom for Life podcast. We want to give you wisdom. We're in now adult children. We started off with kids, then teenagers, now adult children problems. So I hope that it'll be a help and a blessing to you. A couple things as boundaries or principles for this point. It's a lot easier for these adult children problems to handle them when they are young. So make sure you're raising them the right way. And then as adults that are out of the house, we do not have authority or control. We only have influence. So we need to work to let them know we care, we love, we're real, we want to help them. So they will ask us for help. Okay. All right. Going to jump in. Here's the next one. Mental health concerns, addressing mental health challenges that may emerge in adulthood. Okay. I'm not going to talk a lot about this, but I'm going to address it some. And I did a course on depression. It's not very much money, but it's especially for all that it deals with, probably 17 or 18 different videos dealing with depression biblically. And it's at restorepeople.org is the easiest way. Restorepeople.org. Course on depression. And we deal with a whole lot of biblical things there. I would just warn you, yes, if they have if they have any kind of mental health issues, and I don't know that we dealt with this as a child and a teenager, but as adult too, you want to be careful. You want them to get help. You need them to get help. But you want to be careful that they're not wrongly diagnosing or just treating them like a guinea pig or just labeling them with something that's going to affect them the rest of their life, giving them drugs to, quote, fix it, which doesn't. It numbs them out and many times creates more problems and more problems. So I'm not going to go a lot into this. It's just get the second opinion and the third opinion. Try the regular doctor. Try a homeopathic doctor. Try a natural doctor. Try a chiropractor. Try an applied kinesiologist. And listen and pray and ask for wisdom to see what's really going on. So many times it's a mineral or a vitamin deficiency, and all the medical world does is give them a drug that doesn't address that underlying issue. And now we created a gigantic problem. And so I just want to say that second opinion, third opinion, all of that stuff. That's really, really a big deal because so many times kids are ruined and it affects the rest of their life. So as children, as teenagers and adults, to spend the time to be able to get the extra opinions, run it by people, see what they think. And when you do that, one of those people are going to say, okay, here's the problem. Here's why. Here's what. I bet they're doing this and this and this and this and this and this. Okay, here's what they're deficient in. Here's what you need to do, and it fixes it. That's what you want. Okay, be careful for the rest of it. All right. Next, health and wellness concerns. Okay, health and wellness concerns. Encouraging healthy lifestyle choices and addressing health concerns. Now, this is coming up under the adult problems, but obviously this starts when they're kids and really is a big deal. And again, I don't think we dealt with this issue before, but sugar is a drug and it's dangerous. And with kids, what we do is they do something good, we reward them with sugar. And we're not a fanatic. We eat sugar probably more than we should. But I want to warn you, even on the mental health concerns, when you see what sugar does and what it causes, the highs and lows, it can really create a lot of those issues for them. But encourage healthy lifestyle choices when they're a child and a teenager, and then an adult, they take care of that. They're an adult now. They're important. When they're kids, make them eat their green beans or whatever you're feeding them that's good and healthy. Make them eat that. I'm amazed how many parents don't make their kids do that, and they wonder what's going to happen. You're the parent. They're the child. Sorry, that's what's for dinner. My mother-in-law would say that hunger is the best sauce you can have. Okay, when you're hungry, you don't care. I'm hungry. I'll eat anything, and you feel like that. So do not give in to them. Oh, all I want is chicken tenders and French fries, or whatever is their favorite. I want mac and cheese, and you learn a variety of things and learn to eat it. And our kids never had that choice. So health and wellness, and when they do that, they get more healthy. And try this. I'm amazed to see how many parents pander to their kids' diet choices. They have no idea. Okay. Yes, my mom made me eat some things I didn't care for. But most of those things she made me eat, I ended up liking them. And it's a good balance and a help. Okay. All right. We'll do one more. Grandparent issues. Grandparent issues. Boy, this can be a big deal. So navigating relationships with grandchildren and differences in parenting styles. So we've talked some about this. Whatever your kids do, they're the parent, you're not. Let them do it. If they ask you for advice and they really want it, then give it to them. But even if they ask for advice, sometimes you're going to create a problem by telling them what you think, and now there's a wall up. And so the best thing we can do to help our grandchildren is to rear our kids right and let them catch it so they rear your grandchildren right. That is the best influence. We have 11 grandchildren so far. And in those 11 grandchildren, we love to watch our children rear our grandchildren because we hear them doing the same things that we do. And we talk about that. And we weren't perfect parents, and we talk about that with them. But they want the discipline, the love, the acceptance, the correction, and our kids don't let our grandkids get away with things they're not supposed to. And I'm glad for that. Okay. I'm glad for that. But again, you don't have the authority. For you to go heavy on your kids and what they're supposed to do with your grandchildren, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. But they're my grandchildren. You're not the authority. They are. They are. And imagine if your in-laws try to tell you how to rear your children, what are you going to do? You're going to lose. Okay. So don't go there. Be the loving grandparent. Help them out when you can. Let them know they're loved and accepted. Pray for them. And if the parents ask you for advice and they really want the advice, then tread lightly, because still it's hard to take correction, especially as adults. It's hard to be able to do that. So be the example, pray for them, but do not push them. It's like, well, they're not doing it right. Okay. Guess whose fault that is? Somehow we did not instill in our kids the right way to train our grandchildren. It still comes back on us. Okay. You can't make them change and fix that. I love the phrase, you never know how good a job you did rearing your children until you watch your kids rear their children. Okay. You never know. And so that way for us, it's hard to get proud because I don't know. I have no idea. My oldest grandchild is 6, 7. That's it. I have no idea how good a job I did rearing my kids until I see how my kids rear my grandkids. All right. So, but let's put that part in. Let's make sure they understand it. By the way, when you look at Proverbs and you see how much Solomon taught his son about child rearing, look at that. We don't see the context. Proverbs talks a lot about child rearing and discipline. He's teaching his son that. The best way for my grandkids to turn out right is for me to teach my kids how to raise my grandkids. That's the right way to be able to work that. Okay? All right. Hey, God bless you. Have a great one, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Wisdom for Life podcast. If you have any questions for us, email us at askPastorBaker@gmail.com, and we will answer them in an upcoming podcast. The email is askPastorBaker@gmail.com.